And developing now, a rising Florida rap star is now charged with double murder. YNW Melly.
Grammy Award-winning Chicago rapper Lil Durk is facing new charges in a murder-for-hire plot.
So Atlanta police have charged the man who they believe shot and killed Chicago rapper King Von.
This was ignorance at its finest.
Hakeem Robinson has been arrested in the 2019 murder of Adrian Gaynor.
Do you feel like, people say this, that they feel like Lil Jeff was trying to model himself after King Von, where he was, allegedly talking about murders that he was allegedly involved in and stuff like that?
Honest with you, Chicago got 1,000 King Vons. Everybody in Chicago King Von. King Von just the one that they got famous.
Hey, yo, I don't want you to smack into the wall. I don't want you to do nothing crazy and throw everything away. But if that's what you already own, then I promise I'ma watch. Hey, yo, I'm Stereo Mike from the Stereo Crew. And most of us as rap fans, whether we want to admit it or not, we all love a good crash out. It can be a rapper that you a fan of or a rapper that you never even heard of. We'll all stop whatever we doing and watch a train wreck. Now look at Tay-K. Tay-K had other songs and videos before he made the race, but I never heard of none of them shits, and you didn't either. Tay-K first got famous because he was on the run for murder. Now, when I first heard the race, it didn't sound like nothing special. It sounded like a YN talking YN shit, right? But when I heard the story attached to the race, when I found out that this was a kid that was wanted for murder in 2 different states, and he recorded this song while he was on the run, yo, instantly that shit hit different after that. It became a classic. And then he dropped the album, Santana World, classic. But the amount of self-snitching that went on that album was crazy. But that's what made it so fire though. Cause you knew all of that shit he was talking on there, it was true. And shit, the state knew it too.
In the lead up to and duration of his highly publicized trial, many fans wondered just how his lyrics, which literally talked about running from the law, might play out in the courtroom, since copies of the race's lyrics were reportedly given to the jury.
Now see, that's the gift and the curse about gangster rap and drill rap. If you really want the fans to believe that you a stepper, then they gotta see some bloody footprints, which brings me to King Von. Now, there's not too many rappers I can think of with a more well-documented criminal past than King Von. Von came into the game building a RICO case against himself since day one. One of his earliest songs to start having motion was a song called Beat That Body, which is out of pocket enough, but that's nothing compared to the kind of self-snitching that Von would put out later in his career. With songs like Crazy Story, Exposing Me, Grandson for President, Glicia's Place, Don't Wanna Be Me, which is actually my favorite King Von song of all time. Yo, Von was definitely going for gold in the self-snitching Olympics. Von had a serious and well-respected reputation in the streets before rap, and he wanted everybody to know it. He wasn't just active, Von had bodies. His name was linked to all types of shit, and he wanted everybody to know it.
What's all on, y'all good? Ain't no more FB. You swear.
Now, it probably wasn't hard to tell that King Von probably wasn't going to be around that long. See, Von was used to a world where you could handle your business in a dark alley and just walk away. No face, no case. But now with Von becoming a rap superstar and having a million eyes on him at all times, Von was in a position to put his savage on full display. Von was still more accustomed to the street life than he was to celebrity life. Von was used to being in and out of jail. He was used to having ops a couple of blocks away from him that would love to get him out of the way, that would love to take his life in a heartbeat. And after surviving all of that in the streets all of his life, Von probably felt like it ain't no rapper out here in his weight class. He probably felt like a shark in the goldfish tank. Von probably felt like everybody out here is food. So he chose his target, NBA Youngboy, who is probably just as savage.
Oh, none of that. You be hiding. We real headhunters, man. Come on, man. When they mouth came to what they was, man.
Hey, you a bum, you. Go dig all 3 of your brothers up with your scary running from you. Ain't no competition with you. Stop writing me, you are.
Now, while Von and Youngboy never actually crossed paths in person, Von and Quando Rondo did. Now, if you wondering what Quando Rondo got to do with Von and Youngboy beefing, don't forget, Von got that gangbanger mentality. If I'm beefing with one, then I got smoke with everybody close to him. Even though Von and Quando Rondo was actually cool at one point, it didn't matter. See, Quando is NBA YoungBoy's artist. So if he had to choose a side, you know what side that is. So in Von's mind, seeing Rondo that night was almost the same as seeing NBA YoungBoy himself. So Von didn't wait. He did what he was known to do. He got active. He ran down on Quando Rondo and started swinging. Von was all over him too. I mean, Quando probably couldn't see shit but hands and dreadlocks. Quando wasn't ready for that. But Quando's homie Lil Tim, he was more than ready.
A fight broke out, and during the fight, someone pulled out a firearm, and they actually shot Von multiple times.
Now at this point, it's been years after King Von's death and his name is still being linked to murder after murder. And if you paid attention to Von's career from the beginning, you probably already knew how this movie was gonna end. But that's the problem as rap fans. No matter how much we like the main character, it's all just a movie.
Sergeant Williamson, October 16, 1733.
It's your third time recording, Miss Williams.
State your name and ID number.
King Von, South.
What's your ID number?
Yeah, wow. All right, I quit. What you walking up like?
What's your ID number?
2014, 06, 08, 061.
Now, I can never tell the story of King Von without mentioning his evil twin, Lil Durk. Now, if it all ended right now, Lil Durk had a hell of a career. He owned a drill music Mount Rushmore, and he a rap legend. But Durk's career definitely wasn't a clean one. Durk might have bumped shoulders with a rapper here and there, but Durk's real problems was always back in Chicago. Some of Durk's biggest ops wasn't even rappers at all. They was just famous killers.
Being 051 Melly, one of the most infamous people in drill music history. While practically being from different sides of the South Side, Durk being from Lamron and Melly being from 051 Young Money, Durk had ultimately gotten involved in a serious beef with Melly's set through Lamron's affiliated sets, such as 600, who were in a deadly beef with 051 at the time.
Now, being from where he was from, violence and death have always been a part of Durk's life, no matter what. But when Durk introduced King Von to the world back in 2018, everything just turned up to another level. Durk's career took off, but at the same time, Durk knew with having a savage like King Von around that he had to turn up his savage, and he did. And him and Von became real life partners in crime.
Lil Durk, whose real name is Dirk Derek Banks, and his co-defendant Devontae Bennett were seen on camera involved in shooting Alexander Witherspoon, a person police say they knew.
Now, Durk started talking that murder talk on a whole different level, and it was fire too. You loved it just like I did. But one thing that I noticed is that after Durk signed Von, Durk started to become Von. Durk started doing more self-snitching in his music than he had ever done before, just like Von. If you listen to Durk's music, he was leaving breadcrumbs about murders in every song he did, just like Von. But also just like Von, Durk's name was starting to get hot for all of the wrong reasons. His name was being linked to all types of hood rat activities back in Chicago, and Durk knew it too. Now, when King Von got killed by Lil Tim back in 2020, the Slide for Von campaign came immediately after that. So everywhere Durk looked online, it was fans left and right just pushing him to throw his life away. Whether it was true King Von fans or not, everybody was screaming, "Get back," right? So everybody lined up to watch the play-by-play from both sides. You, me, and everybody else, we all grabbed our popcorn and a front row seat for a so-called rap battle that none of us expected to stay on wax for long. And that's what I mean about fans. Hey, yo, we ain't shit, yo.
Shots fired, a fight taken to the streets, and this chaotic scene, the ending of a shooting that started in Los Angeles, California. Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. Savannah rapper Quando Rondo, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
Now, I'm not saying all of this to say that we don't care about these rappers as people. That's crazy. I'm not saying all of this to say that we don't care about them on a human level. I'm not heartless like that. But what I am saying is that the internet is going to find a way to make entertainment out of anything, no matter how tragic, no matter how you feel about it. If you showing all of the signs of being a train wreck waiting to happen and I can watch from a safe distance, then I'm going to watch from a safe distance. Now, with some people who came into the game and I didn't think that they would last long, like King Von. But then there's other people that came into the game and I just knew that they wouldn't last long. Like Bloodhound Lil Jeff.
They said Lil Jeff, aka Jeffrey Dahmer. They got all type of nicknames for both of them.
Jeff hard.
Now, he may not have looked like much, but trust me when I tell you that this motherfucker was a demon, right? Little Jeff was infamously walking around claiming 11 bodies. And that's crazy. I could barely get 11 bodies at Fortnite. This boy was real life GTA. Now, Lil Jeff, rest in peace, he was not musically talented at all. His music wasn't good. He had a real high-pitched tone of voice that felt like nails on a chalkboard. But Lil Jeff had motion. Even with horrible music, Lil Jeff had motion. And why is that? Well, because drill music made it cool for us to market killers just for being killers. I can't blame Lil Jeff, but I know people out there that couldn't name a single Jeff song, but they know all about his body count. Because me and you both know that if a rapper is out here claiming 11 bodies, and not just saying it in songs, but saying it in interviews with a straight face, me and you both know that that rapper is not going to be sticking around to have a long career. Something or somebody is going to eventually catch up to him. Me and you know it, even if the rapper themselves don't have sense enough to know it. So what do? We tuned in. Even if we didn't tune in to the music, we tune in to the interviews. Because as fans, we don't just want to see the inevitable crash out. We want to see everything that led up to the crash out, wondering how can we see it coming, but they can't. Now, shortly after I heard of the name Lil Jeff, he died doing what he was most known for. That's drilling. Now, he was supposedly shot over 10 times in a shootout that he allegedly initiated. Now, Lil Jeff probably thought that this would be body number 12. He probably thought that he would make it home from this drill safe and sound just like the other 11. Lil Jeff had no way of knowing that this would be his last day on earth. But I know one motherfucker who had to know that he was going to prison for forever and a day.
Why you ain't stay with me? With me. Why you had to leave? Baby. In the airway, baby, I'm flying with baby, I'm flying.
I kill you if you staring at my grandpa DeVoe. My mama told me chill, cause I be killing niggas. You for real? Man, for real, I be really killing niggas. I don't tell lies. All I do is stay facts. Kill any nigga. I do not care where he at.
A fucking idiot, bro. I used to think Von and Durk was pretty bad, but Queso is the Michael Jordan of self-snitching, the king of self-incrimination. Yo, I'm convinced that Queso is one of them dudes that don't believe that the feds got the internet at all. I never seen somebody like Queso. He took it to another level. He was teasing the victims and their families. Yo, his self-snitching, it even made the news.
This album cover, a local rapper named Queso posted on Instagram Monday, is frustrating for parents like Bonetta McFadden. Her son, Zion Brown, is on the cover. She says he and some of the other men in the picture were murdered.
It hurts my heart, like, to see my son on there as a joke. Like, you tormenting victims of these kids. Like, I'm a victim and every other kid on there, their parents are victims as well.
Now, for all of the dumb shit that Queso did, he ended up with 2 different murder charges. Now, at his trial, they even had testimony from his own father. You know that. He got up on the stand, and he had to help with the process of locking up his own son for life. I remember watching Queso watch his only father on the stand. It was one of the few times that Queso showed any emotion in the courtroom. And I felt him too. Because if that won't make a thug shed a tear, boy, I don't know what will.
Do you see your son Hakeem Robinson in the courtroom here today?
Yes.
Can you tell us where he's seated and what he is wearing?
He's seated between his 2 lawyers right there with a beige suit on.
Abdul Robinson Sr., known on the streets as Blue, took the stand Monday, pointing out his son, rapper Hakeem Robinson, also known as Queso. Now, Blue is facing 2 serious charges of his own that could land him in prison for life. But he's testifying against his son, hoping for a lighter sentence.
Now, with details changing every day in Pooh Shiesty and Gucci's case, it's still too soon to say if Pooh Shiesty crashed completely out. Now, remember, we all thought Young Thug was beyond cooked in that YSL Rico case. But Brian still came through applying nothing but belt, and he showed us all what a good lawyer can do. Now, Pooh Shiesty got Bradford Cohen, who is one of the best, so never say never. But whatever happens with Shiesty's case, whether it's Gucci snitching or not, will Gucci take the stand or not, whatever happens, I can guarantee that me, you, and everybody else, we gonna all meet up in the front row. Because as fans, whether we want to admit it or not, we all here for the bullshit. Hey yo, I'm Stereo Mike from the Stereo Crew. Lock me in. I'll talk to y'all later, and y'all be safe out there.